Okay, just hold this for 1 minute. Heather, who have I got next?
Dr. Yoselheiffer.
You mean me, Dr. Yoselheiffer?
He should be here by now.
Right, we'll finish this next week. Well, if he didn't come in here with a mouth like the jewellery department of Marks and Spencer's, it wouldn't hurt so much. Ah, Dr. Yoselheiffer. What a pleasant surprise. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Visiting the troops, as it were, and the checkup. Shall we?
Oh, please, God, don't let me find any gingivitis.
My sister has one of your albums, I think, or else it's the guy with the snake.
I am the guy with the snake, okay?
Ah, great. And that should do it. Oh, may I say, sir, you have the gums of a nursing baby.
And fine work yourself. Find anything unusual?
No.
Nothing, Bob? Nothing at all?
No. Just a single sesame seed between 31 and 32 medial.
Aha, well spotted. I planted that one there myself.
Oh, thank you.
Bob, can we talk?
Aren't we already?
Bob, I've had my eye on you. You know, your name's come up at the Council of Dentists.
What? You mean I'm going to be expelled?
Very funny, Bob. Very droll. There's that British sense of humor. Carry on movies, knickers on your head, that sort of thing.
Well, not exactly.
As you may have heard, Bob, Dr. Ferguson has decided not to fight the charges against him and will be resigning from the council board.
Are you asking me to stand for office?
Thinking out loud, Bob, just thinking out loud. At first, I thought your accent would give us a little class, but then I realized you're probably honest and honorable, and that can't be bad either.
But what would be my duties?
Aside from expelling your fellow dentists and stripping them of their right to earn a living, putting up with free dinners, expensive gifts, and unnecessary trips to exotic resorts?
Oh, I suppose I could do that if I had to.
Tell you what, Bob, you like the outdoors?
Outdoors? Well, certainly, for getting to and from somewhere.
Bob, what are you doing this weekend? You're coming up north to my cottage. I'd love to get to know you better.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to check with my wife. It's quite spur of the moment, and all. And
Nonsense! I won't take no for an answer. It's just a few sticks in the middle of the woods, but it's my little piece of heaven. Be a pleasure if you could join us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you sure there's proper plumbing? And a fully flushing toilet?
Of course, Margaret. I mean, it's not the wilderness.
Yes, it is. Oh, that's what the country is, wilderness. As in wild. As in no flushing toilets.
Well, I'm sure he would have mentioned it.
Well, they're Canadian. They don't talk about subjects like toilets. And they're total strangers.
They're not total strangers.
Really? What's his first name? What's his wife's name?
Look, the point is, it's a chance for me to, get ahead.
Do you really want to advance your career by throwing yourself at people? You don't even like the country. We don't even know people who like the country.
That's not true. That's not true. I like the country.
Remember when we went to Bognor Regis for the weekend?
The doctor said my asthma had nothing to do with being in the fresh air. It had more to do with my tension at being in the country. This is completely different. This isn't about sucking up to a great man, Margaret. Really. We're going up north for a relaxing weekend with new friends that you haven't met. That's all.
Well, as long as you realise that's all it is. We'll just go and have fun.
You're not going to wear that, are you?
All right. In you go. Watch your tails. Bob, what are you doing with all that?
With all what?
All that stuff.
This isn't stuff, Margaret. It's wilderness gear. The bare necessities,
It's not like we're trekking across the country, Bob.
Oh, careful. That's where I put the case of beer.
You're going to drink a whole case of beer this weekend?
Well, isn't that what they do in shacks in the wood? I want to make a good impression.
You will. Just be yourself.
Right. People always say that. Oh, this is ridiculous. We haven't moved a millimetre in the last half hour.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Look how skinny this model is.
They put her in a clinic. She fainted at an airport in Rome.
Oh, I'm not surprised. She looks terrible.
Judy! How's it going?
Dave, how are you? You left hours before us.
Well, what are you gonna do, huh?
What?
Huh? Ask her to ask Carl if he's got any bait, huh? Thanks.
Judy, hi. I'm Bob. Dave wants you to ask Carl if he has any bait.
No problem. Give this to Dave, will you?
Anybody got a deck of cards?
As a matter of fact, Margaret. Oh, thanks.
Quick game of 45s. 3 and 2. No kidding.
I don't think I know this one.
Traffic's starting to move.
It has to be around here somewhere.
I don't know. I can't see a thing.
I know. I'll ask at this hotel. Dr. Yoselheiffer?
Bob, good to see you. 10:30. Traffic must have been light.
Yeah. You've met my wife, Margaret?
Of course. I'm delighted to see you again, Margaret.
Well, thank you, Dr. Yoselheiffer.
I'm Babs.
Hello, Babs.
It's very nice to meet
Ready
you,
for a
Babs.
drink? Well, how about it?
In a few minutes, dear. So, what do you think of the place?
Great.
Oh, this is really beautiful. I imagined a little shack in the woods without flush toilets. You do have flush toilets, don't you?
Oh, of course. It's just our little getaway where you can relax, put your feet up, and not worry about the material things in life.
Dogs? You brought dogs?
Well, not really. It's just William and Elizabeth. Is it a problem?
Yes.
It's just that, well, you never mentioned that you had dogs.
And the carpets were just cleaned.
We're not really set up for animals out here in the wild.
No. It's entirely our fault. I mean, don't feel bad, please. I mean, they're just dogs. They can, sleep outside.
Bob!
They'll be just fine. Yeah, they'll make friends with all the woodland creatures.
Well, I suppose.
The important thing is that you're here. Now, come on in and relax. No rules here. Did you just wipe your feet?
Oh, yeah.
William, Elizabeth, you be good dogs now. Don't stray too far away from the cottage.
These big boys will be fine out there, Margaret. Maybe they'll catch us some game for breakfast. Come on in and have a drink.
Well, they seem rather nice, don't you think?
Oh, yes. Quite pleasant, really.
This place is, lovely, you have to admit.
Yes, nicer than a home in the city.
With flush toilets.
Yes, thank goodness. Well, good night.
Margaret, do you think we're making a good impression?
Well, all things considered, I can't believe you're the first guest to drip cocktail sauce on that white silk sofa
I wouldn't have thought so.
and break their antique snowshoes.
Well, I never would have hit that tennis ball with it if I knew that's what it was. And who would have guessed a tennis ball could break a solid pane of glass?
Accidents happen.
But otherwise, how do you think it's going?
Well, are you having fun?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Good, because that's what we're here for, right?
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, good night. Margaret, do you hear that?
Hear what?
That's the sound of the majestic Canadian wilderness.
Oh, that's not the wilderness, that's William and Elizabeth at the door. And now I can't sleep knowing they're outside. Bob, can't we? Please?
No, we're not allowed.
Well, if they can't sleep in here with me, I'm going to sleep out there with them.
All right. I'll let the dogs in. Maybe Dr. Yoselheiffer will look upon this as taking initiative. William! Elizabeth! Woo! Come on!
Right, you be good dogs now. Thank you, Bob. Good night. to admit, it really is peaceful here. The air smells fresher, even the quiet is quieter.
What the?
Morning, Bob.
Morning, sir.
I told you, we're in the middle of nowhere. You can call me Ray.
Right, Ray.
I love the smell of chainsaws in the morning. Smells like victory. Gonna put a swimming pool in here.
But what about the lake?
Bottom's covered in algae. Babs hates it. Gotta keep the wife happy, right?
Oh, I suppose so.
Oh, it's barely light.
Well, you can't expect them to interrupt their routine.
When you have guests, you can.
I better get out there and give them a hand.
If the boys at the College of Dentists could see us now, hey, Bob? Not afraid to get our hands dirty, are we?
Yeah, no, not us, Ray.
Want to take this little baby for a spin?
Oh. No, not really.
You know what really gets my goat, Bob?
What's that, Ray?
Doctors. You ever check on some of the medical association retreats they go on? Whitewater rafting, mountaineering, survival stuff. That's what it's about, Bob.
What is, Ray?
I'm tired of playing second fiddle to the doctors. Sick of it. I don't see why every dentist in this country can't be making $800,000 a year.
It seems a little excessive.
It's never excessive unless it's too much. I got a feeling you think the same way. That's why I asked you up here this weekend.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you about that. When the time was right, of course.
Plenty of time for that.
Just listen to those boys having the time of their lives. Oh, just leave the breakfast dishes, Marge. The boys can do them later. Let me do your nails.
No, I don't mind, really.
I'm doing them the same color as the canoe.
Well, in a minute, maybe. Where's the washing up liquid?
Over there, just beside the gin bottle. Oh, Marge, while you're there.
Honest to God, Bob. Some days I think I could spend the rest of my life here. Bob! Bob! Well, the fun part's over. Now for the grunt work. Let's grab some cold ones and give this deck a real workout.
Oh, it really is quite lovely out here.
Yeah, now you know why I love the great outdoors so much. Oh, bloody fishhook!
Oh, stop jumping around so much. It's not safe.
Don't be silly, Margaret. Of course it is. I helped anchor this dock.
Here we are, the fruits of our labors. This is what it's all about, isn't it? Blue sky, a clear lake where who you are doesn't matter.
More drinky poos, anyone?
None for me, thanks. Ray, if I may ask you something. This Council of Dentists, will we get a chance to talk about it? I would like to know more about it.
I like a man who wants the facts. Tonight after dinner, we'll get down to brass tacks.
Terrific.
Let's just say I'm a character man, and I like what I see. And I think you'll like what you're gonna hear.
Cookie?
And Melvin?
You see? I told you as Margaret's laugh. I could pick out that cackle in a barnyard of chickens.
Is this a coincidence or what?
We were just across the lake, and I heard this.
Well, I thought we were being attacked by porpoises.
But I said, nope, Margaret's on this lake. And where there's a Margaret, there's a Bob. So, Bob, aren't you going to introduce us?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Of course I am. Dr. Yoselheiffer, Babs Yoselheiffer. These are my cousins, Melvin and Cookie Fish.
Of course, you'll stay for a drink.
Thought you never asked.
Don't worry, folks. It's time to roll in the barrel. Yeah, I've seen it 1,000 times with your flotation docks. It's not enough to line up the barrels. You have to stabilize them to the underpinnings.
Those were my underpinnings.
Thanks, Bob. So, Melvin, which place is yours?
Which place is mine? That's a good one, Doc. Nice canoe.
Cedar strip, handcrafted. You can keep your fiberglass and Kevlar models. Call me a purist.
Right, I'm with you, Ray. Yeah, I still use a wooden tennis racket.
Well, that's the thing. Fiberglass never needs a paint job. Ram it into a rock, all you need is a little epoxy and she's good as new. Bob's your uncle.
Cousin, actually. And not that close.
Lucky us. My last jar of caviar.
Thanks anyway. You kids enjoy your fish guts. I got my own horse's doovers.
What's that?
Cheese-am! Party in a jar, I call it.
Marge, will you be a doll and help me? I don't want to break a nail.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll clean it up.
Not so fast, honey. That's valuable cheese-am you're throwing away.
What's that fabulous taste? I must have the recipe.
And these fishy things. Crunchy yet tasty. Goes great with my cheese-am.
Well, it sure goes well with the gin. Cheers, girls. Certainly make a good team, don't we, Cookie?
Oh, they're ruining everything.
Shh, not so loud. Anyway, don't worry. They'll be gone before dinner.
Of course we'll stay for dinner.
Thought you'd never ask. Freshen your martini, Babsy.
Sure, why not?
This ruins everything.
Oh, I don't know why you're making such a fuss. Cookie and Melvin are sort of fun. Bob certainly gets a kick out of them.
Yeah, well, Babs is bummed out of her mind.
So she drinks a little bit.
You know what he said, Margaret? At dinner, we were going to get down to brass tacks. No one's ever said they wanted to get down to brass tacks with me before. I want brass tacks, Margaret.
I'm just not satisfied with the all-season radios on the Jag.
Come on, Doc. We've both been round the block. You know a tire can't be all things to all seasons. Snows for winter, rain slicks for spring and
Yoselheiffer's
fall,
probably
and a
going to make
wide
Melvin
back
a
for
dental
summer
trustee.
cruising. The problem is the government. That gasoline tax. It's killing road traction R&D, and we're stuck with a limited choice.
This is the worst weekend of my life.
Don't you, Bob?
Oh, sure. Love it, yeah.
The government is screwing us all, whether you're in medicine or business.
Amen.
But there is such a thing as the common good, isn't there? I mean, someone has to pay for it. Our taxes pay for our own inner-city dental clinic. What would we do without it?
It'd be closed and we'd be earning high six figures like Melvin here. He's got the right idea. How do you get around the tax thing anyway?
I just claim my hammock and TV as business expenses.
Which cottage is yours anyway?
What cottage? We don't have a cottage.
We have an RV. We park it across the lake at the...
Wait, let me guess. The trailer park?
Okay, wait a sec. We have guests who live in a trailer park?
It's got hydro, free cable, hot showers. It's not like we're camping.
You're not a CEO?
I'm sales manager at Lenny's Brake and Tire.
Oh, stop. I thought you two were so refreshing, but really you're just common.
I still don't get it.
They're making fun of you two.
Margaret?
Well, it's true.
I beg your pardon?
Why'd you burp?
She didn't mean anything, honestly.
Yes, I did. You shouldn't judge people by what they own. You should judge them by who they are.
Although, owning things is important too. Right, Margaret?
Melvin and Cookie may not be the most fancy people on earth, but at least they don't put on airs like some people we've met.
Yeah, you tell him, Margaret.
Go, girl!
Margaret, shh.
Well, I'm right. And there's nothing wrong with telling the truth. Is there, Bob?
No. The truth is very important. Well, actually, oh, the hell with it. The truth is, I hate the country, and I hate chainsaws, and why would you even have a house in the country if you won't let dogs in it? And if you're so worried about spilling the shrimp cocktail sauce, you should serve it with a spoon instead of that stupid little fork. And maybe you should be more interested in people than in furniture.
Yeah, you tell him, baby.
Hey, furniture won't be there when you're tired and lonely. Furniture won't keep you warm at night. You know, people will. People like Cookie and Melvin who, all right, maybe do have vulgar taste and appalling table manners, but they're decent, honest people. And above all, they're real.
Well, Bob, good for you. Took guts to say that.
You were brilliant, Bob. I never thought you'd say those things to Dr. Yoselheiffer.
Oh, thank you. And I never thought he'd throw us out in the middle of the night.
Is this great or what? We should do this every weekend.
Or better yet, maybe we should gas up Matilda here and all of us drive across Canada next summer. Oh, would that be a party or what? That would be the vacation of a lifetime. What do you think? Huh?